Hey there everyone, Tom Day here. Welcome back to the Default Agent channel, a channel where I teach agents and brokers how not only to get REO listings, but how to service them as well. Today I'm going to talk about best practices when it comes to marketing your REO listing. Up until this point, I've talked about all the pre-marketing tasks that we go through, like occupancy checks, cash for keys, evictions, trash outs, and the broker price opinion. If you haven't seen those yet, you can find them in the channel page. You'll see a playlist called REO 101. So go check that out. Now your REO listing starts with what's called a list letter. It's unlikely that you'll use a conventional listing agreement that both parties sign. A list letter is more of a unilateral agreement that the asset manager is going to send you. It will spell out of course, the asking price, the duration of the agreement, what the commission is both to the listing agent and the seller's agent, all of the responsibilities that you're carrying, and it may even include both language that they want included in the listing and language that they may prohibit. So of course, read through your list letter very carefully, like everything else. Since it's a unilateral agreement, it can be revoked at any time. And that does happen. It's one of the downsides of listing REO properties is occasionally they get pulled from you. And not necessarily because you did something wrong, but the nature of REO listings is they're prone to have legal problems, title issues. The former owner may try and sue to get the property back, either successfully or unsuccessfully. The loan could get sold to another bank. It could bounce back and forth between Fannie Mae and the servicer. So there are occasions when the listing will get pulled from you. When that does happen, don't throw a tantrum. Just say, thank you very much for the opportunity. I'm here for the next one. And it's possible that that listing could come back to you as time goes on. And even if it gets assigned to another bank, which is the best of all worlds, you get the listing back and you may even get a new customer in the process, which happened to me more than once. So don't get discouraged if you lose a listing, even though you've put a ton of work into it up to that point. You know, when it comes to listing REO properties, it's no surprise to you that they are often priced to sell. And many of my fellow REO listing agents don't always put forth the best effort in their marketing of their REO listings. In the thinking that, well, it's priced to sell and it's probably going to get multiple offers. I don't have to put forth the extra effort. But really, not only are you shortchanging your seller, but you're shortchanging yourself. You should know that all listings are marketing opportunities for you as an agent. They're also an opportunity to leverage your business, to scale your business. When you do well with REO, you get rewarded with more listings, and you'll have a very steady stream of business coming to you. And that steady stream of business is something that you can leverage to attract and hire buyer's agents and build a team around. So it's not just you, a solo agent, exchanging your time for money. If you're able to attract a lot of buyers to your listing by doing really good marketing on your REO listings, then the more buyers you have, the more buyers agents that you can attract. You're going to give those buyer leads to your buyer's agents in exchange for a reasonable split. Do the same that you would do for any other listing. Put a lot of quality photos in your listing. They don't necessarily have to be professional photos. I know that I sold a lot of inexpensive properties in which the commission was very slim. So I wasn't about to go out and spend a couple $100s on a professional photographer. But I made sure that the pictures that I took were the best that I could do, and I made sure that they were well lit and presented the property as best as I could. You want to share them on all the social channels. You'll want to develop a buyer's email list as well as an agent's email list. Another great thing about listing REO properties is the buyers that you attract will often be repeat buyers. They're going to be investors that are looking to buy many properties over the years. I know that one of my early customers as an REO agent, we've done more than 40 deals together over the years. You want to develop a buyer's list, which you can do an email blast and send out your new listings to. And the same thing with agents that you'll come in contact with who show your REO listings. Those are prime agents that you can attract to hire as your own agents. So keep lists of your potential buyers and your potential buyer's agents. I encourage you to automate everything that you do. Automate your showing instructions, for example. It blows me away that in a market like we're in right now, in which any listing is getting all kinds of people going through it, that you have to call the listing agent or text them to get showing instructions. And half the time they don't call you back or respond at all. So I encourage you to automate it with showing time, or whatever the equivalent is that's offered by your MLS, in which an agent can simply get the showing instructions any time of night or day. Automate your offer input. There's software out there in which you can have the buyer's agent upload their offer to, and that'll make it much easier for you to organize when you have to input it to the platform in which you're using. Some platforms will even have be able to supply you with a link in which the buyer's agent inputs the offer, and that gets you out of the equation completely, which will of course make things much easier for you. Automate your buyer lead capture. I have a website that's great for capturing leads. When buyers want to view more details about a listing, they have to input their email address and maybe even their phone number. Do the same thing for your signage. Have QR codes or a link in which they are directed to once they give their contact information. You'll find that your phone will ring off the hook with these listings, these REO listings. Foreclosures, even when they're not priced quite as aggressively as some others, still get tons of phone calls because they're foreclosures. So your phone will ring off the hook with agents and buyers asking many of the same questions. And REO agents have a reputation for not being very good at answering those calls. Do your best to respond to those calls in a timely manner. You can reduce the number of calls you get by putting together a frequently asked question file. I try to think of every question an agent would come up with relating to my listings, and I would put it in the supplements section of the MLS where they could find easily. Now, we all know that agents don't read the MLS, so you're going to get a lot of silly questions like, is the property still available? What's the lowest price the bank will take? And those kind of idiotic questions, and there's nothing you can do about it other than to give those duties to one of your buyer's agents. But don't ignore them completely. And of course, one tip that you'll thank me for is don't put your cell number in the MLS listing. You'll get texts and phone calls at all hours of the day and night. Multiple offers will be a common occurrence, so get used to that. In all likelihood, you'll have to send out a memo to the buyer's agents in which they have to initial that they have been made aware that it's a multiple offer situation, and they are to respond with their highest and best offer by whatever deadline is given to you. So there's an overview of the best practices when it comes to REO listings. And in summary, put forth your best effort. You don't want to shortchange both yourself and your sellers. Leverage your listings to attract as many buyers and potential buyers agents as possible. And of course, automate everything that you possibly can. And there it is, folks. That's the end of the lesson. I hope you enjoyed it. Please hit that like button for me. I have more content coming to you on the Default Agent channel, so please subscribe. My name's Tom Day, and I will see you next time.